Good morning, James. Anything new and exciting from the weekend? Yeah, very good, Kimura. Okay, which verb best describes this action, you guys? Buscar, llegar, llamar, o pagar. Good morning, Charlie. James, Nikki, how about your camera, por favor? Charlie, which verb best describes what's going on right here? Buscar, llegar, llamar, o pagar. Hi, Nikki. How was your weekend? Good morning, Akari. Good, Charlie. Muy bien. Kari, which verb best describes what's going on right here? Buscar, llegar, llamar, o pagar. What do you think, Nikki? Good morning, Lay. I need to hear from you guys. Which verb best describes this action while we wait for everyone to join us? Good morning, Heaven. Good morning, Priscilla. Good, Nikki. Perfect. How are you, Heaven? How was your weekend? You get some sleep? I am still fighting this, whatever this cold crud I have, whatever it is. Yay. What do you like to watch, Heaven? Oh, sort of, but not really. It's hanging on. What do you like to watch, Heaven? Morning, Dallas, Catalina, Haley. Catalina's in the car. Hi, Haley. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Elizabeth. How's everybody this Monday? Es lunes hoy. Ooh, the rookie. Oh, the rookie. I don't know that one. Who's in it? Anybody I'd know? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, while we're waiting, you guys, which verb best describes this action? Is it buscar, Is it llegar, llamar, or pagar? What's the action going on behind me? Which verb best describes that action? What do y'all think? Good, Elizabeth. Anybody else before we get started? Haley, what say you? Buscar, llegar, llamar, o pagar? Good, Helen. Akari, did you answer? I don't remember now. Good morning, Carlota. We need our cameras on. Lay, good morning. Carlota, what do you think? Which verb best describes this action? Estar, llegar, llamar, o pagar. So I saw this video, you guys, of YouTube, I think it was. Very good, Haley. Muy bien, Carlota. Of like somebody had one of these old rotary phones, like a real one, and were handing it to like their grandchild or somebody, a teenager, and ask them to make a phone call, call and dial the number. And the teenager didn't know how to work the rotary phone. So I'm just asking, if somebody were to hand you one of these old rotary phones, do you think you'd know how to work it? How to make a phone call? Carlota. Okay. What do y'all think? Do you think you'd be able to do this? Oh, with the rotary phone? No? Yeah. Yeah. But in this video, they were like the teenager at the time didn't know whether or not to like pick up the receiver, et cetera, et cetera. So what would be like the first thing you did? Because anybody, what would be the first thing you did if you wanted to make a phone call with this rotary phone? Yes. So you pick up the receiver and you put it to your ear, and there would be a dial tone. And then you put your finger in the holes, right? And then you do the rotary, right? The spinny thingy. Yeah. Okay. Right. So 2, 6 or whatever. And you have to go through, and then it would have to, right? So if you had a number 9 or a 0, you had to go all the way. And then you had to wait for the dial to go back, the spinner thing, before you could do the next number. Yeah. Yes. But you know what, you guys? I miss those days because things were slower. Yeah. It was slower because I find myself, yeah, like being impatient. Like I rarely give something 2 seconds. Like, oh, why isn't this connecting? Like, why isn't this working? Like, whatever, like the internet or something, like we get frustrated quickly, at least I do. Yes. And so it kind of makes you like, I don't know, like more agitated because we're always like in a hurry. Well, how come this isn't working? Like we expect, immediate results or something. And, life to me shouldn't be immediate, right? Should be more slow a little bit, but maybe that's because I'm older now. I don't know. But I think the less we can be aggravated about things that don't really matter, the better. How quick something dials is one of those things that don't really matter, So I don't know. That's just me. Catalina, are you with us this morning? Okay. All right. So what are we doing today? Well, let me take roll. How about that? Let me just do that real fast. And I will switch up my background. Give me a second. Okay. All right. And I hope everybody had a good weekend. Okay. Let's see. Who are we missing today, man? All right. So we are going to do some kind of weird things today, you guys, because we're going to go fast. And I'm having issues. And I'm not sure why I'm having issues today. We're going to go fast. So if you are like, I don't know, a note taker, that's cool. We're going to have some real simple sort of guided notes today. So if you want to head on over to Canvas toward the bottom of Unit 2, you should see some guided notes on ER and IR verbs. If you want to click on those while I'm taking roll real fast. Unit 2, guided notes. ER and IR verbs. Has anyone seen Arshas today? Okay, yay, got that done. All right. All right, so who's in Canvas? Carlota's ready to go. Elizabeth has it. Priscilla's heading that direction. So it's Kamora. Okay, I'll pull it up here in just a second. This is short and sweet, you guys, so we can move quickly today. That's my goal, okay? So try and keep up. All righty, so if you are in Canvas, Unidad Dos, what I want us to do today is to complete these guided notes. They're short. I have a quizzes for us to help us practice them. I have some practice slides and I have a game, you guys. Easy day, okay? Easy peasy. Because we already know this. Yeah, we already know how this works. Okay, so take a look at my screen. Unidad dos. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Guided notes. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you're there. Give me a thumbs up, clase, if you're there. Yay? Okay. Good, Priscilla. Thank you. Thank you, Kimura, Nikki. Haley, you with me? Okay. Yay, heaven. Okay. So let's just take a look at these, you guys. These are really more than guided notes. These are like notes, because what I've done is I put how to use an ER verb in a sentence, because you guys, they work just like an AR verb. AR verbs were O, O-A-S-A, amos, and on. And you just drop the A-R to find that proper root or stem, and then you add the ending. These are going to be the exact same thing. If it's an ER verb, it's O-E-S, E, amos, and N. It works just like that AR verb, right? And if it's an IR verb, check it out. ER and IR verbs are exactly the same thing with the exception of nosotros, right? O-E-S-E, emos, N, versus an ER verb being O-E-S-E, emos, and N, versus an AR verb, O-A-S-A, amos, and on. Okay, everybody following what I'm trying to get across here? Sí or no? Yes. So the endings are the same. If it's an AR verb, it would be O-A-S-A. If it's an ER verb, O-E-S-E. Yeah, y'all see this? Yeah, okay. So you have this. Today we're going to do a quizzes. We're going to play while we fill these in. Some of these you already know, like sacudir. Okay. And then just again, notes for you. Not all ER verbs follow that same pattern. Some of them are irregular, and we call them yo-go verbs. Now, we will practice the yo-go verbs more later, like next week or later in the week, depending on how quickly we move. But I just want you to know that they are here. Okay, you already have them. There's nothing for you to do here except to use this as a reference. Okay. All right, any questions about what we're doing? So I'm going to put a quizzes link in the chat, and I need y'all to join me there. Of course, I lost my link. There it is. Okay. And so you will need to be able to type, right, you guys, as we go through this. Okay. All right, check the chat, please. Click on the link. Let me know if it's not working. Need everybody to join in. Hang on, I had somebody talking to me. Okay, here we go. Let's start. So be ready to type, you guys, right? There's just a few words here. Some of these we already know, so no biggie. Okay, we just looked at those. All right. Our first ER verb is aprender, to learn. Aprender. Thank you, Carolina. Aprender. Our next one is deber, meaning we have to do something or something that we must. That's a must. okay? So you should be typing in your guided notes, right, you guys? How are we doing? Elizabeth, yeah, you good? Okay. I know. Aslan, here's where we are. I'll send you the link. Okay. Now I got a question for you. When we were learning about house, and remember you guys, we did like cleaning or dusting and sweeping the floor and, barrer el suelo, those kinds of things. We had one was an AR verb, apagar la luz, the light, apagar. And the other one was, do you remember the other one for turn on the light? What was turn on the light? Do y'all remember that one? Do you remember that word? Turn on the light? Anybody remember? Carlota, you remember? Turn on the light? Kevin, how about you? What was turn on the light? Somebody help me. Elizabeth, do you remember? Nikki? Kamura? You guys, it was Kamura. Do you remember? Kamura, where are you? I don't see you. Okay. Oops. It was prender la luz. Prender, right? So do you see that here? Prender. Turn on the light. And then aprender is to learn, like we're turning on our light up here in our brain to learn. Do you see the connection, clase? Yes or no? See. Okay. All right. Let's go on. Comer is to eat. And we've already seen that this year. We're going to continue to see it. Beber, to drink. Now remember, we had tomar, an AR verb, to have something to eat or drink. Tomar, okay? But the literal drinking is beber and comer. Beber and comer. Okay, if I'm going too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know. You should be typing into your guided notes. Okay, which would I use if I was having lunch? If I was eating, which would I use? All right, muy bien, muy bien. Comer is to eat. Comer, okay, to eat breakfast, to eat lunch, to eat dinner, to eat something is comer. Okay, good job. Which verb best describes what I do in school? Yay. All right. Good job, you guys. I turned my light on. Aprender. Yeah, I turn on my light in my brain. So beber is to drink. So do we know that word beverage? Do we know that word? What's a beverage? If I have a beverage, what am I having? A drink. Yeah, Carlota. A beverage is a drink. Okay. And that's why we actually get it from this. Okay, BEB. Sometimes that B in Spanish sounds like a BV, like combo sound. So beverage, beber, to drink. Okay, that helps you remember. Speaking of, everybody should get this one if you're listening. Yeah, beber, beverage. Okay, muy bien. Okay, so back to typing. You should have your notes pulled up. Correr, to run. Vender, to sell. I have a question. Are either one of these cognates? Vender is a cognate. How do you know that? What's a cognate for? Yeah, very good. Very good, Elizabeth. A vendor, a salesman, yeah, or like a vending machine, right? Vender, to sell. So if that's an obvious cognate, what about correr? Does it look like a word in English, correr, or maybe sound like a word in English? What do you think, you guys? I know it's Monday, but okay. Core, okay. Does it sound like a thing? A thing? Does anybody know the word courier? Do y'all know this word? Have you ever heard of the word courier? I'll put it in the chat so you can kind of see what it looks like in English. Yeah, yes, like the person who delivers things, right? Or a company who delivers things, right? Like the mailman is a courier, yeah? Or your Amazon driver or FedEx, exactly, is a courier, right? So again, the person or the company or whoever that like comes around, goes door to door, right, you guys? So that's really where we get this from. Correr, to run. That's why we use the word courier. Yeah. Okay. All right. So these again are from our house vocab. Barrer el suelo, to sweep the floor, is an ER verb. Prender la luz, to turn on the light. And then we had aprender, to learn, because we turn the light on in our brain. Okay, so make sure you have those in your guided notes. Okay, leer is to read. So this one's kind of a stretch, but do we know what we mean by like literacy? Like when we have literacy skills, right? Do we know what I mean by that? Like when we do like beable? Yeah. So literacy, leer, that's the same sort of root word. Okay. Responder is obviously a cognate, right? To respond. So again, make sure you're adding these. Okay, you're typing here. So if you have your other link open, I mean your other tab available, all you gotta do is copy paste. We're just going to go for a jog. Which verb would I use? We just talked about it. We said the Amazon driver is one. Yeah, what is that? What's that connection? Come on, guys, if you have your vocab list open, you should be able to do it. Okay, so your answer should be correr, correr, okay? Correr, C-O-R-R-E-R, okay? Muy bien, okay? I was in the library. Which verb would I most likely be using? Ari? Yeah, you got it? Okay, let's see how you guys did. Got a close tie here, you guys. If I was in the library, which verb would I most likely use? I would use leer, leer, to read, like literacy, right? Okay, muy bien. Okay, let's keep going. If I had a bunch of stuff I didn't want anymore, what verb would I likely use? Look at your vocab list. I had a bunch. Now look at your vocab list. The stuff I didn't want anymore. What verb would I likely use? Look at your guided notes. Yay, good job, you guys. That's it. Vender. I would sell them. I would sell them if I had a bunch of stuff I didn't want anymore, right? I would sell them. Vender. Good job. Okay. Muy bien. Yeah, or I would dust them. Okay, I can dust them. All right, so once again, you guys, here's our endings, right? So we're going to be practicing. Remember, you take off the ER or you take off the IR, and we add our endings. O-E-S-E, hemos, and N. since it's an ER, right? Okay, so we're typing in the subject that matches the form of the verb como. What is it? Is it the nosotros? Is it the ustedes? Is it the tú form? Type in which form como is. I only hear from half of you. Where's the rest of you? By the way, James, where's James? James, can you check the chat? Okay, so let's see what you guys came up with. Yo, exactly. So como is the yo form, right? We drop the ER on comer and we add the O. So how do I say, you guys? I eat pizza. Como pizza. Yeah, I eat pizza. Como pizza. Right? So our response that we needed, it says what subject pronoun. We needed a yo, a tú, an usted, or whatever. Okay. All right, let's go on. Okay, same thing. Type the subject pronoun that matches leemos. Use the chart that's there as your cheat sheet. Is it yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, ustedes, ellos? Which pronoun matches the form of leemos? We read. James, I need you to check the chat. All right, let's see how y'all did. Okay, you should have said, muy bien, nosotros leemos, we read. Okay, that's a perfect example, you guys, of what's important or how it's important to just take off that ending, that AR, ER, or IR to find the root of the stem, because leemos looks weird because the root is just going to be LE. And then we add an ending, right? We got to go with it though, okay? Because that's how it works, okay? Okay, type in the subject pronoun that matches respondes. So the verb is responder. You get rid of the ER. Respondes. So pretty soon I'm going to ask you to do these yourself. Yeah. And we're going to quiz on this stuff later in the week. So we need to make sure we're practicing so we can work out any errors now. Okay, let me hear it from everyone. Respondes. Is it yo, tú, él, ella, etc., etc.? All right, let's see. Tú, absolutely, with the accent. Muy bien. Tú respondes. Yo respondo. Yeah, tú respondes. So your answer should have been tú. Muy bien. Okay, subject pronoun that matches beben. Beben. It wants you to put the masculine. It says masculine, Carlota. Come on, you guys. Let's do this. We got 14 seconds. Pop your answers in. Beben. Here you go. Quickly. All right. So exactly. So it was plural, en, and it wanted the masculine. So your answer should have been ellos. Ellos beben. They drink. They drink. Okay, good job. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so now let's look at whatever ends in an IR, you guys. OESE. But then our nosotros form is the one that's different. It's an IR verb, so IMOS. OESE, emos, N. That's how we would pronounce it. Emos in Spanish, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do some IR verb practices. So we had sacudir los muebles. So in your notes, make sure that you have dusting the furniture. Sacudir. Abrir la ventana, to open anything, but in this case, the window. So in your guided notes, abrir, to open. Escribir. Escribir is to write. How many of you recognize the word scribe? Scribe. What does a scribe do? Anybody know that word in English? Yes, very good, Elizabeth. The scribe is somebody who writes. So that's, you can see that as a root here. Escribir, SCR, scribe, right here. And you're right, Kimura, we get the word describe because we're writing about something. We're describing something. Yeah, you're right. It's all connected. Okay. Again, you're adding these to your guided notes. Vivir, to live. Is there something some way we recognize that verb in English? Vivir. If somebody faints or something, what do we try to do? We try to what is that? Do we use, yeah, we try to revive somebody. Very good. Right? So basically, we try to bring them back to life. Yeah? We try to revive. Okay. So it's all connected, just ways to try to help us remember. Okay. Vivir, to live. Okay. Again, these are in your notes. So some ER verbs are called go verbs. So I have a question for you. By looking at our visuals here, tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. Traer is to bring or wear. Traigo, traes, trae, traemos, and traen. Why do you think we call these go verbs? Why do you think these are called go verbs? What about them? What about the way they're spelled? Okay, muy bien. Yes. So, but they don't all end in go, just the yo form, right? So we've seen thin air before. It's an ER verb, right? So we have ES, E, emos, and N, but our yo form has, we make it go. Because if we just did an O, thano, to them, I guess it sounded wrong. So we go verb, I mean, we add go in the yo form. So that's why we call them go verbs. Okay. Same one here, to bring or wear, traigo, only in the yo form. Okay. Okay. Some ER verbs just change their stem or root, like querer, to want. So querer and tener are both like these stem changing. We call them boot, because nosotros never changes, but the rest of them do, and it kind of looks like a boot. So quiero, quieres, quiere, so O-E-S-E, still an ER verb, but notice that we add an I. Okay, so these are the really goofy ones. Unfortunately, the only way to know them is to just see them and practice them, memorize them, whatever. Okay. All right. So using your notes again, which verb means to have? Scroll down in your guided notes. Which verb means to have? And we've seen this all year, like when we talked about brothers and sisters. I have a brother, I have a sister, right? I'm 15 years old, whatever. Which verb means to have? Again, just scroll down in your guided notes. All right, muy bien. Tener means to have. Tener, okay? How about to bring? To bring. Muy bien. Traer. So you guys, we also had llevar. I get it. Like there's more than one, you know what I mean? But in this case, we're looking at ER verbs. And so traer, to bring. Okay. Again, you're using your guided notes to answer the questions. Let's get a few more answers in. You guys, this is all in your guided notes. Just scroll around. Okay. And we talked about them as well, right? So you should have traer and tener. Yo tengo, yo traigo. Because querer was just quiero. Okay, just quiero. So no, querer is not a go verb. Traer and tener are go verbs. Okay, good. All right, a couple more slides and we're almost done. So if you answered this before, you got the answer. Why are these called go verbs? If you were listening, right? Or if you already answered, muy bien. The yo form ends in go, right? Ends in go. Muy bien. All right. Type it in, you guys. You should be able to see it on your guided notes. Which one changes the stem, the spelling of the stem? All right, let's see what you came up with. Carlota. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you could have put in querer. That would have been an obvious one. You could also have put in tener because tener, the T-E-N becomes T-I-E-N. So, right, we could have done that one as well. But yes, querer or tener, they're both stem changers, right? Okay, last one, you guys. So if you were listening, why is it a boot? If you have your notes open, you should see it there. There's a visual. Okay, let's get a few more answers in. Okay, so you all said each form makes a spelling change in the stem except for the nosotros form. So give yourselves a round of applause. Muy bien, muy bien. That's what makes that boot, right? When we look at that chart. All right, good job. Yes, we want to end that lesson. All right, Carlota, Heaven, and Kamura. Good job. Okay, so how many of you, you can go ahead and back out of that, you guys. How many of you were able to finish your guided notes? How many of you were able to get them all filled in? Okay, yeah. So all you had to do was fill in the chart. So if you have the definitions, go ahead and submit it. Okay, yeah. You can go ahead and submit those. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you're good to go and you're ready for the next thing. Carlota, Zilla, Melanie, Haley's ready. Nikki, Heaven, all right, Kari, all right, Kamura, all right, muy bien. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're not going to do all of these as usual. We're just going to, this is just sort of a comprehension check. Okay. And first of all, we notice that all of these are ER verbs, right? But which one of these, I'm looking at these over here in the parentheses, which ones of these are either a go verb or like a stem changer or something like that? Can you point them out to me? Okay, good, Carlota. We had traer. Anybody else have one that was a little different? Okay, very good. So traer, you guys, see how it sneaks in there, right? But we have to remember that it's a go verb, right? And so meaning that it's only the yo form that's going to change. The rest of it, yeah, works just like any other, okay? So I'm just going to circle a couple of these and give you guys some time to put your answers in the chat, okay? Alrighty, so número 2, 3, 7 y 8. 2, 3, 7 y 8. Okay, so in the chat, please number them to make my life a little easier so I can check your answers. Very good, Carlota. Pop them in the chat, you guys. How you doing, Nikki? You have the little chart here. Remember, these are the singulars, and these are the plurals. Muy bien, Kamura. Very good. Perfecto. Muy bien, Heaven. Muy bien. Elizabeth. Perfecto, Elizabeth. Good job. Okay, guys, keep coming. You guys are doing a great job. Nikki. Woo, Nikki. Perfecto. Good job. I gotcha. Okay. Haley, how about you, Dallas? Priscilla, did you answer? James? Akari? A couple more minutes or another minute anyway. All right, so número 2, we had yo respondo. Tú corres. Okay. So you guys, yo respondo. How would we translate that? Can y'all unmute? Heaven, how would we put that in good English? Yo respondo. What does that mean in English, Heaven? Can you unmute? Yo respondo.
I respond.
Muy bien. I respond to the questions. Yo respondo a las preguntas. Okay. Okay, number 3. Tú corres todos los días. Anybody want to give this one a shot? Carlota, how would we translate número 3? Stacy, muy bien. Carlota, unmute, por favor, Carlota. How would we translate? What would it be in English? Tú corres. Sí, Kimura. Okay, Kimura, you want to unmute?
To chorus means you run.
Yeah, you run every day. Yeah, tú corres todos los días. You run each and every day. Okay, muy bien. All right, check your answers, you guys. Graciela y yo is always nosotros, right? And so leemos. Graciela y yo leemos los emails. Who's got this one? Who wants to translate this one? Sí, muy bien. What are we doing in this one, in número 7? Feel free to unmute. What do you think? Yes, Heaven, absolutely.
And it means we're reading.
Yeah. So we read the emails, right? Generally speaking, that is what we do, right? Graciela and I, we read the emails. Okay. Muy bien. Número 8. El mesero trae la comida. Trae. Okay. So the waiter brings the food. Generally speaking, that's what a waiter does, right? They bring the food. Okay. All right. Preguntas. Any questions about these? Okay. 3, 2, 1, you guys. How are you feeling about these O, ESE, MOS-N? How are you feeling about them? 3 being I'm comfortable. 2, I need practice. 1, I'm totally lost. 3, 2, 1. Kamora. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Muy bien. Muy bien. All right. Let me get rid of this. Okay. All right. Last thing that we are going to do today. What's our time, you guys? Oh, okay. Muy bien. Give me a sec. Go ahead and meet me in Canvas. Because I want to share some stuff with you real fast. So in Canvas, you guys, I have posted this thing called verbs and how to use them. So this is just there, to if ever you need them and if ever you, between now and the end of the school year, right? So it gives you regular AR verbs, how to get rid of the ending to find the stem, right? Here's the AR verb endings. And then here are the ER and IR verb endings. Okay. So it's all there for you. You always have that as a resource. Okay. So in Canvas, you guys, you should see an ER/IR practice sheet. And I'm going to give you guys a minute to all join me there. Let me see it on your screen. Yeah. Haley. Carlota. Priscilla. We're in Canvas, right? And you should see this called an ERIR practice sheet. Okay, can y'all give me send me an emoji to let me know you're there? Yes, are we there? Give me a thumbs up or send me an emoji. All right. Okay. So once you get there, most of you are there. You're going to use these two little charts, right, to help you with your work. Click on your annotation button, open it, Cami, whatever it is you want to do. Now, listen, you guys, this is important because essentially what you're doing in this top part is they want you to think about the differences. It's similar to what we did in our quizzes today. Okay, so it says in Spanish there's 3 steps. The steps are identify your verb, right? Remove the ending of the verb. This is your stem or your root, right? Add the appropriate ending according to the conjugation, right? These are all things that we've talked about. Okay, what is a pronoun chart? I'm trying to help y'all, so listen. This is what we did at the very first of the year, right? Our pronouns are yo, for example. Remember, we talked about singulars on the left and plurals on the right, etc., etc. So yo, tú, usted, él, ella, right? Nosotros, you don't have to do this one. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes. Y'all following me here? They're trying to take you through the thought process, okay? Then here they want the ER verb endings and the IR verb endings. So this would be O, ES, E, hemos, and N, right? And then you'd fill in over here. And then here's the question. The only difference between ER and IR verbs is the form of what? Okay? The form of what? Remember that we do not do vosotros, so do not worry about vosotros. So the point of the top of this thing is to build your sort of memory, right, and how it works and make you think about how it works. And then when you come down here, you are going to conjugate. You get rid of the ER, you put in the appropriate ending, okay? You get rid of the IR, you put in the appropriate ending. You don't even need to know what they mean. And then you're going to use your charts, you guys, to fill in your blanks. Number 6, you do not have to do. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the chat. Remember, we do not do vosotros. So anything vosotros can be left blank. Okay, I put it in the chat for you. Okay, so that's kind of a lot. When you get it done, please submit. We have roughly 3 minutes left. Go ahead and get started on the top so I can help you fill in the blanks. Okay? All right, any questions, preguntas? you have a question, holler at me. Pop it in the chat, especially on this top part. Move the ending. Yep. Yes. And then number 3 would be conjugation. Mm-hmm. You guys can see my screen. I've given you some prompts anyway, how to complete that first chart. Okay, that's our time. Make sure that you have submitted your vocab list with the definitions. Yes, Heaven. With the definitions and of the verbs like that we did in the quizzes. Okay. The first and second rule. Okay, identify your verb, like if it's an ER-IR, right? Identify your verb. Remove the ending. And then what's our other word for stem? We call it a stem or a what, Heaven? What have you heard me say? A stem or a root. The stem or root of the word. Did you catch that, Heaven? Yep. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? Okay. Adios. Have a great rest of your day. Nos vemos miércoles. Adios, clase.